ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देकं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्णा। My Lord Sri Krishna's costless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So we are in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We finished sloka number 9 yesterday. And now in this chapter, we are understanding about how to attain the Supreme. Because the title of this chapter is Attaining the Supreme. So, because Arjuna is asking that question, how to remember you at the time of death. So everything is going to depend upon our mind. So that way we need to tune our mind to remember Krishna at the time of death so that we can go to Krishna. So that means now when we are living in this world, we should be actually every day, we should be effectively spending our time to train our mind to remember Krishna. Because mind just needs only training, nothing else. So that's what is known as Abhyasa. Abhyasa means just the training. So the training to remember Krishna is one thing is that in the 12th chapter we will study that at length. Because Krishna says in the 12th chapter, first you focus your mind upon me, fix your intelligence and focus your mind upon me. So Mayeva Mana Adatsva Mayi Buddhim Nivesayaga. If you do that, Nivasisyasi Mayeva Atavurdvam Nasam Sayaga. So then you will come to me, there is no doubt about it. So very often Krishna is using the word asamsayaka, nasamsayaka, all such things. Asamsaya means there is no doubt. So nivasisyasi mayeva atavurvam na samsayaka. Na samsayaka means there is no doubt. Otherwise Krishna also uses asamsayaka. Asamsayaka means also there is no doubt. So if we fix our mind upon Krishna, then there is no doubt that we will go to Krishna. But Krishna is saying that in the next sloka he is giving, if you are not able to do that, atachittam samadatum nasaknosi mayi stiram abhyasa yogena tata mamichaptum dhananjaya. If you are not able to focus your mind on me, atachittam samadatum nasaknosi mayistiram. If you are not able to, na saknosi. Saknosi means you are able to. Na saknosi means if you are not able to. So if you are not able to focus your mind upon me all the time, then abhyasa yogena tata mam ichaptum dhananjaya. Then you practice, you train your mind to remember me. So mam ichaptum dhananjaya. So having the desire to come to me, having the desire to achieve me. So that's why mam ichaptum dhananjaya. You train your mind. That's what Krishna is saying. That is what is known as abhyasa yoga. So if we do this abhyasa yoga, if we practice training, if we train our mind to remember Krishna, then we will go to Krishna. So that's why in this life we need to train our mind. This practice is what very important. That's why in the 8th chapter we studied, Krishna taught us that Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya paramam purusham divyam yati partanu chintayan. So if we are able to practice Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya, so if we focus our mind all the time without any deviation, if you focus on Krishna, so that's why Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nanyakamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yatipatanu Chintaya. So if you always think about the Supreme Personality of God, you will attain Him, you will reach Him. That's what Krishna is saying. So in the 6th chapter also Krishna said that Abhyasena tu Kamteya Vairagyana Chakriti. So now in the 12th chapter, just now I explained about Abhyasa. So atachittam samadhatum nasaknosi mayistram abhyasa yogena tata mam ichaptum dhananjaya. So if you are not able to come to me, not able to think about me, then practice remembering me. So this word abhyasa Krishna is using in several places. So I just now quoted 3 slokas, different slokas. Krishna is using the word abhyasa. So that abhyasa is the one what we are supposed to do every day. That practice controlling the mind. That's what is very, very important. So if we train our mind, if we practice our mind to remember Krishna all the time, then what is going to happen is at the time of death, it won't be difficult for us to remember Krishna. And another important thing is that to practice control, remembering Krishna means also doing everything for Krishna. So that's why when we perform every activity as an offering unto Krishna, if we do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna, so that means our mind will be automatically remember Krishna all the time. So that's why Krishna said that Tasmat Sarvesu Kalesu Ma Manusmarat. All the time you remember me. Ma Manusmarat Yuddhaja. In this chapter, we are also studying in the 8th chapter in one sloka, Krishna says that Ananya Chetaga Satatam Yomam Smaratti Nityasagam. If anyone all the time remembers me without any deviation, Ananya Chetaga Satatam Yomam Smaratti Nityasaga Tasyagam Sulabhaka Partha. For him, I am very easy to obtain. Tasyagam Sulabhaka Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaga. That's what Krishna is saying. So all these things very clearly is very much Krishna is saying. Bhagavad Gita is teaching us that we have to engage, we have to focus our mind, we have to be connected with Krishna all the time. The only tool in our hand, the only tool what we have to connect with God is mind. In our body, like earth, water, fire, air, mind, earth, water, fire, air, ether, space, mind, intelligence, and ahankara, all such things are Vinna Prakriti Rastata. They are 8 separated material nature. So 8 separated nature, and we are the soul. The soul is a para prakriti, is a superior nature. But this superior nature, this soul, can connect with Krishna only through this mind. Because this mind is only, either it's going to connect us with this material world or it's going to connect us with Krishna in the spiritual world. So that for us, what we have, our mind. So that's why the very first thing what we need to do is to control our mind, to make our mind as our best friend. So that's why we need this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Every day I'm repeating the same thing. So because it is very important, and that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So that means all the time remembering Krishna, connecting connecting with Krishna. So that is also known as Yukta. So controlling our mind and making our mind as our best friend. So then it is going to help us at the time of death. That's the main important. Because we are preparing for that event. And everyone is going to die. Every one of us. Nobody can live here forever. We know that for sure. So, but we should know how to die. That's a very important thing. So, at the time of death, remembering Krishna is very, very important. We already studied in the 8th chapter. We already studied Krishna said that Antakalecha Mameva Smaran Muktva Kaleva. Yaprayati samadbhavam yati na asti atra samsaya. So if anyone remembers me at the time of death, he will attain me. There is no doubt about it. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way Krishna is saying that in this 12th chapter, if you are not able to focus your mind completely on me, all the time on me, so then at least do practice. At least practice doing that. Practice controlling your mind. So that's why Abhyasa Yogena Tata Mam Ichchatu Dhananjaya. Abhyasesi asamartosi matkarma. So Abhyasepi, if you are not able to remember, not able to practice that, Abhyasopi, and then matkarma paramo bhavat. Madartam api karmani kuruvan siddhi avapsisi. That's why Krishna is saying that. So then you actually engage yourself in directly working for me. Matkarma paramo bhavat. So there are two kinds of work. One work is that directly we can work for Krishna. So that is doing only direct work related to Krishna. What is that such direct work related to Krishna? For example, if we only engage in ourselves teaching Bhagavad Gita, nothing else, not doing anything else. Or in the temple, cleaning the temple and offering prasadam to Krishna. So all such things are a direct service to Krishna. That's why Abhyasepi asamartosi matkarma paramo bhava. Madartham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsisi. Then, if you are not able to do that also, then Krishna is saying that whatever you do, you give up the palam, give up the results, give up the attachment to the results. Sarva karma pala tyagam. So that's what Krishna is saying there. So for us, in this way, now we should be able to actually definitely able to give up the results to Krishna. So that means we should be able to do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna. That's what is very, very important. We should work for Krishna, everything. So all these things Krishna is doing. But the important point here is that at a young age, so definitely it is not possible for us to sit all the time and remember Krishna 24/7. It's very difficult. And also we have energy, we have to do a lot of things, a lot of service. But we can directly serve Krishna definitely. And whatever we do, we can do it for Krishna definitely. In connection with Krishna, that's what is very important. So that is what is known as Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga comes into picture. Bhakti Yoga is all the time remembering Krishna. So doing devotional service. So that way we are doing action. That is the main thing. That is known as karma. So we should now at any age, whatever activity we do, it should be possible for us not get disturbed by the results. That is very important. That's very, very important. So that's why Krishna is saying that you have a right to perform your duty. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You have a right to perform your duty. But we don't have the right over the results. So that way we should do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna at any age. So that means whatever we do, we should do it only for Krishna. So this will actually elevate ourselves slowly and steadily towards Krishna. So then when we get old, when we are not able to move around much, when we are not able to use our working senses, so then we are not able to do anything. At that point of time, we can actually, you should be able to remember Krishna fully. 24/7, our mind should be engaged only in remembering Krishna, nothing else. Nothing else. We should not be thinking about anything else. So that's why this practice is known as this sadhana is very, very important. This abhyasa. So that's what we are studying about the abhyasa. And then Krishna is teaching us, Krishna in the sloka what we studied yesterday, the 9th sloka, in the 8th chapter, Krishna said that, Kavim Puranam Manoraniyamsam, Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anoraniyamsam Anusmaredyagam, Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam, Aditya Varnam Tamasaparastat. So one should, Kavim, one should know that I am the knower of everything. And I am the oldest, and I am the controller, and I am the smaller than the atom. Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anu Aniyamsam Anusmaredyagam. One should remember, one should know all these things. And Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anu Aniyamsam Anusmaredyagam Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. So Sarvasya Dataram, I am the maintainer. Aditya Varnam. So inconceivable, Achintya Rupam, Aditya Varnam, so the light, the color of sun, so the light basically, Aditya Varnam, and transcendental, Tamasa Parasta. So Krishna is above the 3 modes of material nature. That's what is known as transcendental. In fact, the difference between us and Krishna is controlling the three modes of material nature, whereas we are controlled by the three modes of material nature. So these modes of nature, it is also known as Maya. Maya is under the control of Krishna, and we are controlled by Maya. So that's why we need to understand, like the question came like Aham Brahmasmi, we should know that Aham Krishnasmi. Like that, if you think like that, it is not correct. So Aham Brahmasmi is correct. So because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna never comes under the control of the three modes of material nature. Always these three modes of material nature are controlled by Krishna. That's what we need to understand. So that way we can never equate ourselves with Krishna. We can never think that we are Krishna, but we are Krishna's devotee. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So that kind of understanding we need to get from Bhagavad Gita. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita knowledge gives us that very clear understanding that Krishna is unborn. Krishna is eternal. Yomam ajam anadimcha. Itti loka maheswaram. Asammodaga. Sarva papegi samartyesu. Sarva papegi pramuchati. So anyone who knows that I am unborn, I am eternal, I am the controller of everything. So he is actually relieved from all sins. He is freed from all sinful reactions. So that's why this knowing, getting this knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead from Bhagavad Gita is very, very important for us. Because if you don't have this knowledge, so then in this material world, we will be doing things which is going to bind us more and more in this material world. So then we will be entangled in this material world and time will just fly. We say that time is flying, right? Time is flying, that is true. So time is flying very fast. We know that the earth is revolving around the sun, going around the sun so fast, very fast. And in a year, it makes one full turn, one full rotation, it revolves one time, one full circle. So 1 year is gone in our life. That's it. Our life already 1 year is gone. So it just has to revolve around the sun so many times. In one of the lecture, I said that let us assume that if we are really gifted and if we can live up to 80 years, so that means 80 times when the sun, earth goes around the sun, we are done. So that way, our life in this material world is temporary. It is very much temporary. And even there is no guarantee, there is no surety that we are going to live up to 80 years also. Even if we live up to 100 years also, but if we are not able to understand this Bhagavad Gita, not able to realize our relationship with Krishna, if we are not able to fall in love with Krishna, so then it's totally waste of life. This life is simply waste, that's it. Because the problem is then again we are going to start from zero. And again this cycle is going to continue. And this is not at all fun to keep repeated birth and die again and again. So that's why for us, we are so much gifted that we have got this opportunity to study Bhagavad Gita. This is a very rare and very great opportunity. And we are studying and we are understanding. And we all have now a big service opportunity to serve Krishna. So this job is already available to us. We don't have to apply. We don't have to attend any interview. We don't have to wait for it. This job is already available. Krishna has given us this service. Krishna has given us this job. What is the job? Study this Bhagavad Gita and spread this knowledge and create an awareness and make everyone know that there is Bhagavad Gita. We are studying as a group, as a team. So if many devotees can come and join, so what we are going to get as like when we work actually we will get salary, correct? So what we are going to get if we do this job for Krishna, we are going to get Krishna's wealth. So that is what the reward. Krishna is saying that I reward my devotee who gives this knowledge to others. So that way we all have got a great responsibility and great job opportunity. Everything Krishna has created and Krishna is giving us and Krishna is guiding us within our heart as a super soul. Krishna is guiding us very, very well. So now in the next sloka what we are studying, in the sloka number 10, it's also a very important sloka. In the 8th chapter, Krishna is teaching us that Prayana kale manasa chalena Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva Bruvor madhye pranamavesya samyak satam param purushamupaiti divyam. Prayana kalam also we studied in the 5th sloka in 8th chapter. Anta kalam means the time where the time of death. So when our life is ending, anta means end. Anta means fish. When we come to when our life is ending, so that's why anta kalam. So prayana kalam means the time of traveling. So that prayana means traveling. Who is traveling? The soul is traveling. All the time when we travel in this world, we travel with our body. With our body from one place to another place, we will go by various modes of transportation, by bus or by flight or by train, and so many ways we travel. But at that time we are taking this body everywhere. This human body everywhere we are traveling. So now prayana kalam means at the time of death, the soul is traveling. The soul is leaving this body and the soul is traveling. That's why prayana kale manasa chalena. So manasa achalena. So because the first question in the first and second sloka, Arjuna asked the question, prayana kale cha katham neyosi niyatatmabhi. So how to know you at the time of death? So that's why Krishna is teaching here that prayana kale manasa achalena. So that means our mind, which is not disturbed at all. So without any deviation. So that's manasa achalena. So that's why from the beginning today I was explaining, and every class also I'm explaining based on Bhagavad Gita, from Bhagavad Gita. It's very, very important to keep our mind under our control. Because if our mind is chanchalam means it's restless. So then we cannot keep our mind steady at the time of death. If we are not able to keep our mind peaceful when we are living, then how are we going to keep our mind peaceful when we are dying? When we die, it is not possible. So that's why we should practice, we should train ourselves to make our mind very peaceful. Now itself, when we live in this world, it should be very peaceful. We should make it very peaceful. So prayana kale manasa chalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva. So during our lifetime, if we perform devotional service unto Krishna, so that's what is called bhakti yogena sevate. So in the 14th chapter, last but one, Krishna in the sloka, Krishna is saying that anyone without any deviation, they render devotional service unto me, then they are freed from the three modes of material nature. So, Mamchayo Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatitaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So that way Bhakti Yogena Sevate means by rendering devotional service unto Krishna. So that's what is called Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balam. So what are we going to get? Yoga Balam. Yoga means being equal in both success and failure, not disturbed by anything. So that means freed from dualities. So that's what is called yoga. So that means we are going to get strength. We are going to become very strong. Our mind is not at all disturbed. Our mind is very, very steady. So manasa achalena. And because of our devotional service unto Krishna, and we have got this devotional strength, the yoga balam. So these are all the things needed at the time of death. Then only we can get out of this material world. Like when we are sending satellites into the space, the rockets, they have to get out of the Earth's gravitational pull. So that means they need to go above the escape velocity. So then only they can go above, they can get out of this Earth's gravitational pull. So like that in this material world, there is so much of bondage, attachment, everything we have. And in order to break everything, and we need to get out of this material world. In order to break all the bondage in this material world, we need to get out of this material world. So we need strength. That's what is known as yoga balam. So that yoga balam is what we needed. So that means that's why this controlling the mind and serving Krishna by doing devotional service unto Krishna and getting that yoga balam. So that's why Krishna is saying that prayana kale manasachalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva Bruvor madhye pranam avesya samyak. So at that point of time, it will be because of that yoga balam, because of that strength, it will be possible for us to bring the life air. So that is to bring our soul. That's what Bhruva Pranam. Pranam means our life air. That is the soul. So Bhruvor means the eyebrows. So that's what Bhruvor. Madhya means in between. So between two eyebrows, we should bring our soul. So Bhruvor Madhya Pranam Avesya Samya completely. Avesya means bring it completely, our soul between the two eyebrows. Then Bhruvor Madhya Pranam Avesya Samyak Satham Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. So then he will reach that divine person. So Purusham Upaiti Divyam. So we will be able to get out of this material world. At that point of time, we will be able to reach Krishna's world. So that is the way to die. That is the art of dying. We need to understand. We need to practice. So in fact, we need to practice dying. Like when we want to do something, we always practice, correct? So even if you want to send the astronauts into space, they will go through very rigorous practice and training and everything. Otherwise, we cannot send them. Otherwise, they cannot go and do anything what they are doing it. So they simulate that similar setup here in this earth, all this zero gravity and all such things. And then you practice and train yourself, then you are able to do that. So similarly, at the time of death, in order to bring our soul in between the two eyebrows, and if you want to get out of this material world, we need to practice. So what is that practice? That practice is controlling our mind, focusing our mind on Krishna, and fixing our intelligence on Krishna, and doing everything for Krishna. So that's why the studying Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. So this lifetime is meant to do that practice right now. So that way, there is no need for us to worry that, oh, everybody is under lockdown, we are not able to do much, so we are at home, not able to move around, all such things. So in fact, this is an opportunity, we should make use of it and spend as much time as possible to do this practice. That's a very important thing. Because remembering Krishna is very, very important for us. At the time of death, we can go to Krishna only if you remember Krishna. If you remember anything else, then we are going to get there. There is a problem. The problem is if you remember anything else, then we are going to get there. But we don't want to remember anything else. We need to remember only Krishna at the time of death. So that's why this practice is very, very important. This knowledge right now, what we are studying, it's definitely going to take us to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. We are all going to get free ourselves from the modes of nature. We are all going to go to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. That's why we are all studying Bhagavad Gita every day. But it's only a matter of time when who is going to win. It all depends upon how much effort we are putting now. So that's why Krishna's mercy, if we study this Bhagavad Gita, and if you put more and more efforts, and if you serve Krishna more and more, and if you bring more and more devotees, and if you make more and more devotees by sharing this opportunity, so that way we will be able to very quickly, we will be able to go to Krishna's way. So by Krishna's mercy, today we finished like 10th sloka in the 8th chapter. I will stop now and I will request Siva Prabhu to ask questions. So based on your Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for the class today. I will start the question. There is one question from Omkar Surve. The question is, Hare Krishna Guruji, what are the three modes of material nature that you are talking about?
Three modes of material nature, Krishna is teaching us that the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So here in Bhagavad Gita, in few slokas, Krishna is mentioning, many times Krishna is talking about the modes of nature, three gunas, all such things. But specifically in the 7th chapter, Krishna is saying that Tribhigi guna mayegi bhavaigi yebhigi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabijanati mamebhiga param abhyam. In that sloka, Krishna is saying that in the 7th chapter, and also in the 14th chapter, also Krishna is mentioning about the three modes of material nature. So in the 7th chapter itself, Krishna is mentioning what are those three modes of material nature. There Krishna is teaching us that ye chaiva satvika bhavaha rajasa tamasaschaye mattaye vaiti tan viddhi natvagam teshu te mayi. Yechaiva satvika bhavaga rajasa tamasaschaye. So satvika is sattva guna, is the mode of goodness. Rajasa is the rajoguna, is the mode, and tamasa is tamoguna, is the mode of ignorance. So echaiva satvika bhavaga rajasa tamasaschaye mattayevaiti tan viddhi. You understand, you know that they are coming from me. Mattayevaiti tan viddhi natvaham teshu te mayi. I am not in them, but they are in me. So that means I am not controlled by the three modes of material nature, but they are controlled by me. That's what Krishna is saying. So the three modes of material nature are goodness, patience, and ignorance. Sattva, Rajo, and Tama gunas. And in the 14th chapter also Krishna is saying that Sattvam, Rajas, Tama, Yitihi, Gunaha, Prakriti Sambhavaha, Nibandranti Mahabaho, Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. So, Sattvam, Rajas, Tama, Yitihi, the mode of goodness, patience, and ignorance, they are produced from Prakriti. So they are born of Prakriti. So that's what Gunaga Prakriti Sambhavaha. But what they do? Nibandhanandi. Nibandhanandi means bind. They bind. Nibandhanandi Mahabahu. They bind us. So Nibandhanandi Mahabahu. Dehe Deginam Avyayam. So Deginam is the soul. Dehe is the body. So they bind the soul inside the body. So we are taking birth here. Right from birth, we are pushed. We are bound inside this body by the three modes of material nature. So that's why they bind the soul inside the body. So that's why Nibandhanandi Mahabahu Dehe Deginam Abhyam. And what are these three modes of nature? The mode of goodness, patience, and ignorance. Sattva, Rajo, and Tamogunas. So the goal of our life should be to free ourselves from the three modes of material nature. And how can we free ourselves from the three modes of material nature? Only by serving Krishna, not by any other means. Bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati taitan. Only by serving Krishna, we will be freed from the three modes of material nature. So that's why this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is very important. And we all have got the opportunity to serve Krishna by making more devotees and by spreading this message. So that way, Hare Krishna, I hope you understood very clearly about the three modes of material nature now. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji. And this is from a new Prabhu, Gokul Ram.
Okay.
May you know the timings, may you know how many chapters are completed so far, and how to check the previous videos. Gokul Ram.
The timings. Yeah. The timings are every Monday to Saturday. There is US time I'm talking about, and for India time it is Tuesday to Sunday. So Tuesday to Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. IST. So that means it is Monday to Saturday evening, 9 p.m. CST. We are having this Bhagavad Gita class in English. So now 5 days. So for first 5 days we are in the 8th chapter. Now we are studying, but on the Saturday evening US time or Sunday morning India time. So that is we are in the 2nd chapter now. So we will cover 4 slokas at that time. Whereas in the first 5 days we are covering every day one sloka. So that way we are covering basically 2 cycles are going on in our Bhagavad Gita class, but the timing is the same. So it's very beneficial for us to study and attend every day. And another important thing is that I every time mention that you any point of time if new devotees join in our class, they need not think that they are joining in the middle, because we are not going to lose anything, because I'm going to cover all these slokas and chapters again and again many times. I will refer to many slokas, so that way you don't feel the difference. So what is the other question, Prabhu? Did I answer all the questions?
How to check the previous videos, Guruji?
Oh yeah, that's correct. That's all right. Yeah, how to. So since you are joining for the first time today, I believe you are already in our WhatsApp group. If that is the case, you will get the YouTube link of this lecture. And then if you subscribe to that YouTube channel, then you will get all the previous videos. And yeah, because we created this YouTube channel also recently, other videos will be uploaded soon. But there are many videos are already available. At least the 8th chapter videos are there. So if you are not in our WhatsApp group, then please share your phone number in the chat window. So then we can add you into our WhatsApp group. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Guruji. The next question is from Surajit Prabhu. The question is, Satya Guna is goodness and Rajo Guna is passion. They are meant for doing something good. Why to leave these two?
What Prabhu? Can you repeat again? There, Sattva-guna is goodness, Rajo-guna is passion. What?
Goodness and Rajo Guna is a passion. They are meant for doing something good. Why should we leave these two?
Okay,
modes?
they are meant to do this good. See, actually, the gunas are actually controlling us. There is a problem. So that means we are not free. So it is not that they are meant to do good things for us. Sattva guna, of course, is out of these 3 gunas. Sattva guna is better, definitely good. We need to definitely come to Sattva guna before we liberate ourselves from all the 3 gunas. Because Sattva guna only, Sukhe Sanjayati, Jnana Sangena, Sukha Sangena. So Sattva guna gives us the knowledge and Sattva guna binds us to happiness. But Rajoguna is really not that good. Because karma sangena, so rajoguna will actually bind ourselves to work. There is bondage to work. So this karma bandham. So rajo raga makham viddhi krishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. So this rajoguna, because of our raga means attachment. Ragatmakam viddhi Krishna Sangha Samudbhavam. It's produced because of our attachment to this material wealth. And Tannibadnati Kaunteya Karma Sangena Deganam. And it binds us to karma, the activity. So the bondage to work in this material way. So that way the mode of passion is not good at all. So definitely we should free ourselves from the modes of passion. We don't want to be forced to work. That is the main thing. So as long as we are forced to work, when we are controlled by the modes of nature means we are forced to work. We are not free. Once we are freed from the modes of material nature, then we are no longer forced to do anything. We can choose to do or not. It's up to us. Nothing is going to bind us. Nothing is going to force us. But we are controlled by the modes of nature, then we will be forced to act. We will be forced to do. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, at the end, Krishna told Arjuna that now actually due to ahankara, yadahankaram asritya nayotsya iti manyase. Mityasya vyavasayaste prakritistvam niyokshasi. So because of ahankara, because of this parshigo, so that means because you are controlled by the modes of nature and you are thinking that you are the doer, because of yadahankaram ashritya nayotsya iti manyase. You are thinking that I shall not fight. But there is only your pretender. You are only acting. Because mityasya vyavasayaste. So this is not a great determination. It is going to change. Because prakriti stvam niyokshasi. By your swam prakriti, by your own nature. So you are going to still fight. Niyokshasi. You will be still forced to fight. So that way we are all forced to act in this material world. So that way this controlled by gunas are not good for us because we are forced to act. We should free ourselves from the gunas by serving Krishna. That's why very important. That's why it's very, very important. Bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatiteta. If we perform devotional service unto Krishna, we will be free from all the gunas. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Guruji. We are to the end of the questions. If there is anybody who joined for the first time, you can use the raise hand option and you can talk to Guruji.